Hello ladies and gentlemen, my name is Destiny and welcome back to my channel. So in today's video, we're going to go ahead and start working with Django CKEditor. And the CKEditor enables us to add rich text in our project or in our blog or in our e-commerce description that we'll be creating now. And I'll highly recommend you to use the RichText editor, to be more specific, CKEditor or TinyMice, if you want to add in any of the functionalities that we're going to be adding today. So if you want to see more videos like this, do make sure to drop a like, consider subscribing, as it will really mean the world to me, and also turn on the bell notification so you don't miss any episode. And also, if you want to get the templates, check out the link in the description below. The ship point is to the right directions to get the templates. So without any further ado, let's go ahead and get started. Now, the first thing I'm going to do as usual is open up my browser and I'm going to come over to the docs. So this is the docs over here. I'm going to leave the link in this file that we're using below here. You can see, if you scroll down a bit, then you can see the CDNs. For now, we still got only two. I'm still going to be adding more CDN and more docs that's going to refer you to whatever you'd be needing, okay? So from the docs over here, this is what we're going to be following. And as I said earlier, we're going to be using RichText editor. Now take note, you could also use TinyMice. It's totally up to you, whatever you want to use. I'm just going to open up TinyMice so that you can see. Now, if you want to use TinyMice, then you got to create, what you've got to do is just create a profile with their platform, TinyMice, and you're going to grab your API key. So it's your API key that you're going to pull over here and, you know, do the rest of the things that you've got to do. But in this video, I'm going to be implementing RichText editor. But if for any reason you guys want to see TinyMice integration, then do make sure to drop a comment in the comment section below, and I'm going to also make a video about this, okay? So let's go ahead and get started with CKEditor. So the first thing that we're going to do is go ahead and install this package over here, and it's called Django CKEditor. So just open up your command prompt, terminal, PowerShell, or whatever you're using, and just paste the command pip install Django CKEditor. Now you're going to see requirements already satisfied. For me, that's because I already got it installed on my PC, but for you, you should go ahead and install this and make sure you have an active internet connection or it's not going to work, okay? Okay, as you can see now, it says requirement already satisfied for me. That's because I already have it installed. Now, when that's done, I think that's pretty much what I'm going to be doing now. I'm just going to go ahead and break out from the server, and I'm going to clear this. So as usual, what we could do is go ahead and run server and start configuring things. But I'm just going to open up my code editor over here, and just from over here, I'm going to go ahead and run my server. So I'm going to say python manage.py run server, and you should go ahead and run my server. I want to minimize this. So as you can see, my server is running on puff 8000. So the next thing that I'm going to do is go ahead and open up my settings.py, because whenever you install a third-party application, some of them would require you install it in the installed app section in your settings.py. So over here in the third-party packages or libraries, what I'm simply going to do is I'm going to add CKEditor, just like this, and you want to add a comma over there, or you're going to have an error. Okay, so when you've added the CKEditor, I think that's pretty much what you want to do. Now, another thing that you'd want to do is go ahead and open up your main urls.py, which is this one over here, and we want to add in just one simple part. So as you all know, CKEditor already allows us to upload images from the editor itself, and for that we need to tell CKEditor the URL that it's going to be using to upload image. And for that, just over here in the part name, what you want to add in is CKEditor. So just like the part name that we add over here, it's going to be CKEditor. Now for the view, what do you want to do? We're not going to be using any view. We're just going to include something. And by default, when you install this app, it's going to create a directory called CKEditor_uploader. So it's going to create a folder like this, CKEditor_uploader. Now we simply want to get the urls.py file in there, or on app. Okay, so let me explain what's going on over here. Just like we've seen this app over here, this core app, and in this core app there's this urls.py. That's the same thing that's happened over here, right? Now there's a CKEditor uploader app that we are not seeing, but was installed when we did pip install CKEditor. Now in that app there is a urls.py, so that's what we simply imported over here. Okay, so now when you've done this, that's pretty much what we want to do. Now we want to get back to the settings.py and do one more thing over there. So I'm just going to open up my settings.py, and below in the bottom or wherever you want to add it, what we simply want to add is a simple CKEditor upload URL. Okay, so just scroll down, and okay, I think we could just do that somewhere here. We could do that somewhere here. So what you want to add is CKEditor. This is supposed to be CKEditor Hopefully that's spelled correctly. Underscore upload underscore parts. Okay, so what parts do we want to, this supposed to be equal to, so what parts do we want to add? Just like we'll be adding the media URLs and all that, what I'm going to add for this one is uploads slash. Okay, so whenever we upload an image, don't worry, I'm going to show you guys, then you're going to see this upload slash over there. Now I think that's pretty much what we want to do, apart from the fact that we just need to go ahead and import it in our models. And later on, I'm still going to come over here to show you guys something that's really cool that you'd want to see. Okay, so at the top, we simply want to go ahead and import, I think that's called, let's get rid of every other thing that was imported over here. We don't need that, or whenever we want to deploy, it's going to give us an issue. Okay, so when all those are gone, what we want to import is from, I think that should be from CKEditor. I just search CKEditor underscore, I think that should be uploader, right? Dot fields. Yeah, that's it. Then we want to go ahead and import RichText uploading field. Okay, so RichText uploading field, that's pretty much what we need. Now you want to get to the section where you are using description. So you see this description over here. Now what we're simply going to do is go ahead and add in the RichText uploading field over here instead of the normal text field that we're using. Hopefully you understand. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to leave this one for your reference now, and I'm going to go ahead and duplicate this and simply add the RichText uploading field. Okay, what's going on over there? That's supposed to be RichText uploading field. Okay, so when this is done, that's pretty much what we want to do for this one. Now we also want to do the same thing for the products in the description. So I'm just going to get rid of all this, and I'm going to add in the RichText uploading field. And okay, just like I said, I'd want to leave this for your reference, and I want to add in the RichText uploading field. I'm just going to duplicate this and comment it. Now from over here, I'm going to get rid of all this, and I'm going to add in the RichText uploading field. And is there anywhere else that I would want to add this here? I would want to add it in the specifications. I think we're going to be needing it over there. So I'm just going to copy and paste, and I'm also still going to add the RichText uploading field. So when all this is done, then we're going to go ahead and see how I'm just taking a quick look to see if there is somewhere else that we'd need to add all the RichText uploading field thing. Now that's pretty much it. So I'm just going to come over here, and we could run python manage.py make migration. I'm just going to say python manage.py make migrations. That's because we messed with our models, right? But before that, we simply want to go ahead and cd into this ecom prj over here. So I'm just going to paste this, and I'm going to run the same command again, python manage.py make migration, and I also want to run python manage.py migrate. So this is going to go ahead and migrate all this to our database. Now finally, we want to make sure that our server is running. So our server is running, as you can see. Now we want to open up our browser. Over here, I'm going to open up the browser, and I want to open up /admin. Okay, so now we got a type error, anonymous user object blah blah isn't iterable. Okay, I'm going to be showing you guys how to change this later, and I think the problem is even from here, from this address. So we don't want this problem to pop up whenever a user visits our site, so I should just go ahead and fix it up real quick. Now I'm going to be opening up the context processor. That's what we need, and this is where we need to write a simple view. So I'm going to use a try catch, and a try catch is simply going to try to get what we need, else it's going to throw something. So try except. So this line over here is supposed to run only if a user is logged in. But what if a user is not logged in? We want to go ahead and say address should be equal to none. As simple as that. Okay. Then I'm going to come over here and refresh. Now, as you can see, the error is gone. As simple as that. So whenever you got this kind of error, you'd want to use try catch. Okay. So over here, we're just going to go ahead and log into the admin section, and I'm going to open up my products, or you can open up whatever you want to open up, like which one have we used before. We also did that in the vendor. So for the products, I'm going to open up the fresh pair, and over here, what do you notice? Now we got this really nice looking CKEditor that we could use to add text and make it bold, make it just add whatever we need. But now there are more plugins that I'd want to add over here, because let's say what you're trying to create is like let's say you're trying to create like a blog, and you're trying to create like a coding blog, and your coding blog is going to have a section where people are going to paste code and all that. So I want to add some more plugins like that's going to allow adding of code snippets, and adding of some really cool things extra. Okay, so I'm gonna open up the settings.py again, and remember we're doing that at the bottom. So open up the settings.py over here, and just at the bottom I want to create something. So I'm gonna say CKEditor, and this one isn't gonna be upload part, but this one is gonna be configs. Okay, so I want to configure some things, and I'm gonna open up a dictionary just like that. So the first thing that I'm gonna be needing is defaults. So the defaults, actually I'm just gonna put this code down where you guys could just copy it. That's if you can type all this out yourself. Okay, now for the defaults, we're gonna start with skin. So what skin do you want to use? Now I'd want to use mono, so I'm just gonna pass in mono, and most of these are gonna show up only when you are using, and when you're extending this to your front end. Okay, so we use skin mono, and I'm gonna add code snippet theme. So I'm gonna say code, and that should be snippet and underscore theme. So code snippet underscore theme should be what, and also this should be in a string. Then we want to go ahead and add monarchy. So I'm going to show you guys what all this does. Monarchy, just like this. And also we want to get toolbar. So toolbar, and now the toolbar is pretty much this tools over here. So bold, italic, underline, strike through, back, undo, redo. Now how many toolbar do you want to get? So I'm just gonna say get all the toolbar that CKEditor got for us. Okay, and from over here we could go ahead and even add in some extra plugins to even make our CKEditor look super cool. So I'm gonna say extra plugins, just like this, and we could just concatenate the comma over here, then go ahead and join. Okay, so we want to join all those plugins that we're going to be adding, but we are going to be separating them using a comma. So when you open up the parentheses in here, in the parentheses, you also want to open up a square bracket, which is going to be a list, and down here in the list, that's where we're going to go ahead and add in code snippets, just like that. And we also want to add in widgets. So just gives me a sec. I'm gonna get down here real quick, and I want to copy this and paste it down here. So I'm gonna say this should be widgets, just like this. And finally there's gonna be dialogues. Okay, so I think that's pretty much it. Let's go ahead and run our server now. And okay, let's see. I think that's pretty much what I want to do. I'm just gonna add a comma over here, so we don't have anything breaking our code. So when all this is done, I'm gonna go ahead and run server. So hopefully our server is still gonna be running. Now I'm gonna refresh this, and let's see. Okay, as you can see, nothing is showing up over here. Maybe I made a mistake with this code over here. So let's go through it again. This is CKEditor configs. Now defaults, on the defaults, we also opened up a dictionary. The skin, we added mono. The code snippet underscore theme, we added monarchy, just like this. The toolbar, we added all the toolbars. Then for the extra plugins, then I simply joined over here, right? Then okay, I'm just gonna go ahead and close up that space. Then I opened up a square bracket, and I added code snippets. Okay, this is supposed to be snippets, no S, and this is supposed to be widgets, no S, and this is supposed to be dialogue, no S. So one more time, let's try this out and see what we're gonna get. So I'm just gonna, okay, let's make sure our server is still running. I'm gonna come over here and refresh. So as you can see, nothing is showing up. Okay, that's it, it's just refreshed. So guys, what do you notice? We got all the cool things that this guy over here have got for us. Okay, so as you can see, all the tools are showing up. The print PDF, you will go ahead and print whatever is it that we've got in there. I'm gonna get back here. So one of the main reasons I added this was to show you guys the code, right? So I'm gonna come back here real quick, but before that I want to close this off, and I'm gonna look for the code snippet. So we're gonna add that. That's the hidden field. This is the code snippet. Okay, so what we could do is this. I'm gonna get rid of all this. I'm just gonna say this is a really fresh pair. But how about this is like a blog that we are writing? So if this is a blog, then I'm gonna get a lorem ipsum word, and this is this one over here. I'm just gonna go ahead and copy everything that's in there, and I'm gonna paste it over there in the CKEditor. So I'm gonna paste this in here. Now let's say we want to add some code snippets. Now I'm just gonna click on this over here, and you want to choose the code. Let's say it's HTML code, and okay, let's even say it's Python code. So I'm just gonna copy this one, and let's change this to Python, or I think this isn't Python, this is JSON, right? So I'm just gonna change this to JSON, and I'm gonna paste this down here and hit OK. So guys, what do you notice? This is what we got. We got this really cool looking code snippet. Now you want to change it, double click on it, and you can override that. I'm just gonna grab a HTML code right now. I'm gonna grab this div over here, and I just want to paste it over here. Okay, but this isn't looking good, so I'd recommend you use minify to go ahead and make your code look arranged and cool. So when we minify this, then you guys are gonna see this how it's looking now. Now I'm gonna copy that, come over here and paste it. That's how it's looking. Now you'd want to change this one to HTML and go ahead and hit OK. So guys, what do you notice? This is a code that we've got, okay, and this is looking pretty cool, right? So I think that's one of the cool things about CKEditors. I'm gonna go ahead and make this text bold, and we could even increase the font size, that's if we want, or even change the font family, and even change, let's say we want to add up some colors, or even background color. I'm going to add a background color for that one, and for this one I'm just going to go ahead and change out the color itself. And let's even say I want to upload an image, so I'm just going to drag an image over here. You could go ahead and hit upload and choose a file. So choose a file. I could just upload any of this and send it to server, just like that. So as you can see, we got the image over here. I'm gonna go ahead and hit OK. What do you notice? We got the image down here. Simple as that. Now I'm just gonna go ahead and save this. So we save this. It saved successfully. Now I'm gonna open up our shop website. This is it over here. Now I want to look for the products that we just edited right now, and I think that should be the bananas, right? I'm gonna open up the bananas. I'm just gonna click. Uh-oh, what's going on? I think I didn't add the URL that's gonna come over there. So I'm just gonna come over to shop, and hopefully you guys already know how to do that. So I'm just gonna come over to shop, and right now I'm just gonna choose, I think that should be bananas, right? Let's confirm. Okay, actually I don't really know the one I changed up. I'm gonna open this. Okay, that's not it. I think I forgot already. Okay, this is it over here. That should be the fresh pear, right? Yeah, that's the fresh pear. So I'm gonna get back, and I'm gonna open up the fresh pear. So come over here and open up the fresh pear, and let's see what we've got in the description. So as you can see, this is what we've got in the description. Is it looking good? No, it's not at all. As you can see, the code is even showing up. That's because we need to tell Django, hey Django, whatever someone is passing into the CKEditor is safe. You can render it the way we want you to render it. And in order to do that, you want to open up the products detail, and you want to look for description. And I'm gonna get back here, and I'm gonna look for dot description. This is it over here. Now just at the back, I'm gonna say pipe save. So this is gonna tell Django that whatever the person is trying to pass in is actually safe, that they should go ahead and show that to us. So now guys, what do you notice? We got all this, we got the image, we got the text that we changed, but there is just one problem, and that's the code over here. So you see the way the code is looking. I'm gonna go ahead and change that later. So when I open up this image in the new tab now, what do you notice? We got uploads. So this upload is simply what I defined in my settings.py. Then now to go ahead and change up all this, I'm gonna be grabbing some code from, I think that should be I've actually forgotten, but I'm gonna open up my I'm just gonna get down here, and I want to open up portfolio projects, but you guys don't have to do this. All this is gonna be in the description below for you already. And which one am I? This is table before payment integration. This is no data or cleared. Okay, I'm just gonna open this table, and I want to open up this one. And what I want to open up is I want to open up the templates rather, and not that. So I'm gonna open up the template. I want to open up the cause, and I want to open up the cause detail. Okay, so from over here, this is what I'm looking for. Let's see, this is it over here, this glass prism thing. I'm just gonna grab this glass prism thing. I'm gonna copy that and get back to our product detail. Most of the time I like doing this at the top. I don't know where you want to put yours. You could put yours in the main or in the base. Everything is going to work fine. So I'm getting all this from Prism. Okay, so I'm getting all this Prism CSS, blah blah. Actually, I'm going to show you guys how to go ahead and customize your own, but I've already customized this to the best that you'd be needing. So just make sure that you have this. Okay, now another thing that we'd want to add is the Prism JS and the Prism CSS. And how do we get those? Now I'm simply going to come over here to the, I'm going to get back and get to the static. So over here, I'm going to look for the static. This is it over here. Firstly, I'm going to open up assets. And I want to open up CSS. So as you can see, we've got prism.css. I'm just going to paste this on the desktop. And I also want to look for the JS. So the JS over here, I'm going to look for the Prism JS. And I'm going to paste this over here. And I'm going to grab these two things. I'm going to open up my source code, come over to my static, then open up my assets. And I'm going to paste this down here. So now we need to go ahead and distribute this. I'm going to put the Prism JS in the JS folder. And I'm going to put the Prism CSS in the CSS folder. So when all this is done now, I think all this should be getting themselves connected. Now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to get back to my site and I'm going to open this up. I think that should be, I'm going to close up all this tab. I don't think we need any of them any longer. So I'm going to refresh this one more time. Okay guys, what do you notice? This is what we've got. This is how it's looking over here now. Now, as I said earlier, I have customized this to automatically detect the code that you pasted, and I've also added this copy button over here. So when you click on copy, it's gonna go ahead and copy whatever code that you have over there. So as simple as that. Now you don't need to go ahead and start highlighting the code. Okay guys, I think that's pretty much what we're going to be doing. And for this tutorial, hopefully you guys enjoyed the video and learned something new. Do make sure to drop a like, consider subscribing, and also if you want to get this template and the source code and all the files that we'll be using, the CDNs, the step-by-step, do make sure to check out the link in the description below. That should point you the right direction to get the templates. Drop a like, consider subscribing, and until the next video, my love, peace out.